Hey, welcome to Embracing Expansion with me, Finesse. And I just want to start off by saying thank you so much to those of you who stopped by on my channel, who've contributed in whatever way, whether it's by liking, viewing, or sharing, or subscribing. I really appreciate you. I so appreciate you. Before I get into today's topic on embracing expansion, I just wanted to give you an idea of what the schedule for posting is on my channel. So I'm going to be posting on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 11 a.m. And on these days I'll be posting from 4 of my decided categories. I'm hoping to add some more in the future, but for now, on Sundays I'm going to be doing embracing expansion. On Tuesdays I'm going to be doing worthy reads. On Thursdays I'm going to be doing spirituality, that's TEA at the end. And on Saturdays, I'm going to be giving you random advice. Today, I wanted to talk about our senses and how we could utilize them to redirect our energy and to realign us with our true selves, especially in situations where we're not around anyone or we feel out of control of the situation, or we don't know how to silence the mind, or you can actually utilize your senses to redirect your energy. I'll give you an example. So my boyfriend, he always talks about, he hates traffic. Like, he seriously hates traffic. And I remember saying to him, how about when you're in traffic, you not focus on the traffic? And he's like, but how? And there are many suggestions I could have given him, but I wanted to give him the suggestion that I use for myself. So when I'm in traffic, I always find myself looking at the scenery. And one of the things that really calm me during those heavy traffic afternoons is looking at the sky, or looking at how the land meets the sky, the lining of it. And yeah, so that's what I suggested to him. So this is an example of how you could utilize your senses. So in this case, he's utilizing his sense of sight to redirect his energy. Or I'm utilizing my sense of sight to redirect my energy. Another thing we can do is in traffic, that same scenario, is your choice of music. I, for one, have noticed that when I'm driving, if I'm listening to like house music, which I really love, I drive in a very happy mood. So I give people way, I let people pass through, I'm patient, I stop for people to cross the street, so this is another scenario of a traffic scenario where you utilize this time your sense of hearing to redirect your energy. Another thing I do when I drive in traffic is I just talk to spirit. So it's kind of like using, in a sense, sound and speech, because when you speak, you hear it. So I always think of speech as a double whammy for some reason, or like a double win. I use it, so I speak out loud to spirit. I speak what I want my day to be like. I speak my feelings sometimes of being in traffic, and then when you say it out loud and you hear it out loud, you're able then to redirect your energy. Sorry, it's really hot here, I'm not gonna lie. It's hot, it's the summertime, and I'm in the Caribbean, so it's just hot. So that's another way that I redirect my energy. And sometimes it does take a lot of practice, and it takes a little longer to happen, but if you keep at it, if you keep applying this little tip, this little trick, you will see progress. You will see progress just by utilizing your senses to redirect your energy. We seem to, when the first step in redirecting your energy is acknowledging your power to do so. And when you acknowledge that, when you know and realize that you are in control of your actions, a lot of the times when we get out of alignment or out of a positive frame of mind, it's because we are literally giving our power away. I remember reading something a few years ago called "Anger is a Punishment We Give to Ourselves for the Actions of Others." I'm not sure who it's by, but it made so much sense to me, and it actually made me feel kind of like silly or ashamed, because I was like, oh my god, that's what I've been doing. Like, if someone does something to me, why am I feeling bad that someone did something to me? Why am I upset that someone did something to me? Why am I punishing myself for something someone else did to me? So when I read that, I was like, and this is when I decided I didn't decide, but I was reading a book, and I think the same day that I read that quote, which happens a lot to me, I think it's called alignment, divine alignment, I would be experiencing something, and whatever I was reading in my book on that day, it would just have an answer or a piece of advice to help me to cope with it. So I decided on that day that I was gonna try to be different, try to react differently to triggering things. Whether it was something that I go through every month is PMS. I'm sure a lot of women can relate to that. And how I utilize my senses is by listening to happier music. Again, music does a lot for me. I would do silly things like color. Not silly, but I like to color. I do a lot of the things that relax me. So when you're in a negative mind space or headspace, you have to decide, do I want to stay there? Is this serving me? Is this making me feel good, this bad feeling that I'm experiencing? And sometimes you're in a bad space and someone says to you, do you want to go there with me? And you'd be like, no. That is literally you choosing to stay in that bad space. Sometimes it's worth it to just get out of the environment that has that negative energy in it. So another thing that I do to realign myself that I find more than anything I love so much is I burn sage. I love the smell of sage. It totally relaxes me. Some days you just wake up on, according to everyone, on the wrong side of the bed, and I'm like, oh, I just want to go back to sleep and start the day over. Well, I no longer do that. I literally would wake up on the wrong side of the bed whenever I do, because it does happen to some of us, or the best of us, and I would immediately be like, okay, you need to like, shh, woosah, you need to do that. So I just grab my sage and I just inhale and just chill, and then I just start saying affirmations. So sometimes when I start saying these affirmations, they're not immediately effective, but the more you say it, and along with the scent, it just really relaxes you. There is so much that we could do to just realign ourselves by just using our senses. I have my teddy bear, or I have these pillows that I hug a lot when I'm not, because they're like plush pillows. So I would just hold on to it and just, or I would sometimes just smell a perfume that I like. So you could listen to a song, or I would write. Or I'd write down how I'm feeling. Or I would voice how I'm feeling in the form of a voice note on my phone and just listen to it over. Or sometimes while you're recording that voice note, you actually, because you're hearing yourself, and speech is a powerful thing. You're hearing yourself, so you're like, but wait, why am I upset about this when I could have just done that? Or I don't even feel like recording anymore because I feel like I was wasting my emotions on this, So this is another way you could utilize your senses. So I just want to encourage you to acknowledge your power. You really are in control of your emotions, thoughts, and feelings, and you can literally use them to cancel out one another when they're negative. So if you're having a bad day, if you're thinking too much, then maybe you need to quiet your mind. Go within. Meditate. It doesn't have to be, and meditation doesn't have to be sitting in silence. I took a long time before I got to sitting in silence with meditation. Meditation for me is now, using my sound bowls and speaking aloud my affirmations or making the corresponding sounds to the chakras. Meditation could be you finding a video or a recorded guided meditation on YouTube. There are guided meditations for everything on YouTube lately. So you could just do that and just lay there and listen. You are in total control of yourself. That is the only thing you're in control of. So if you give up control of that, you're in control of nothing. So we have to try our best to acknowledge and, walk in confidence that we are in control. Live confidently knowing that we're in control of ourselves, our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions, and use them. Our senses are tools literally right at our disposal to redirect our energy. No one should be walking. Sometimes I'm driving and I'm like, I see someone yelling on the street, or I'm in a supermarket and someone's having an argument, or just whenever I see, I'm like, and I look around those people because I'm in the same environment, and I'm like, how could you be mad when this beautiful tree is there, And I am not saying that I don't have those moments. I do have those moments, and I'm not always successful, but what's important to me is acknowledging these times, acknowledging that, hey, this happened today and this shouldn't happen again. If it happens and you just don't acknowledge that it happened, then to me that's the issue. That's a problem if you're not aware. But when you become aware, and as you become more self-aware, and especially of your powers and your ability to control and impact positively your environment or redirect your energy, as you can become more aware of that, then you become more tuned to your subconscious mind, so you hear even louder. It's more dominant. I think that over time our subconscious mind, or the voice, or what we call our intuition, has become quiet and quiet and quiet. And now it has just, as you practice self-awareness, it becomes louder. Okay? So I just want to encourage you this week to utilize your senses. They're your tools. They're your power tools. They will redirect you, realign you, get you back in your good space, okay? Use the things around you that you like to do, your sense of smell, touch, hearing, speech. Speak back to yourself. Listen to someone giving you a positive speech or affirmation, okay? So just in case anyone's wondering, the sounds you're hearing are my dogs. I live close to a highway, so you're gonna hear some sounds every now and then. But focus on my voice, focus on my smile, focus on my energy, right? Thank you so much for just listening to this I don't want to say episode, to this session of Embracing Expansion. I look forward to sharing with you more tools and just more enlightenment that I've come across. That's really the purpose here. If you've not subscribed, please subscribe. I'm happy to share me with you, and you share your journey with me. I'm super excited about it. This is just the beginning, and I hope that my channel grows, and if it grows, I'm going to take it, interpret it as I'm reaching more people, and more people are more in tune with themselves, more people are more excited about life, and more people are appreciating human interaction, because that's something that I think right now, over time, a lot of people find so much pleasure and peace and, I guess, easiness in being alone. And if you're not able to coexist, then you're not expanding. We expand through each other, and your senses will allow you to be around. Utilizing your senses to realign you also allows you to better communicate and deal with other people. So someone might be saying something mean, and it would not affect you, because now they're saying something mean, but you're like, oh, this smells so good, So that's what it's not like you're tuning them out, you're focusing on the positive in them. You're using your senses to focus on the positive. Yeah, so that's the idea of utilizing your senses. Direct your thoughts. You're directing your thought instead to the positive in what they're saying, not the tone of voice, not the curse words, none of that. You're utilizing your senses to focus on the positive. Your touch, feel, smell, hearing, thinking, all of that. These are your tools. So use them. You have everything you need. We literally have everything we need. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much for hanging with me on today's session of Embracing Expansion. I can't wait to share more with you, and it just comes to me, I swear. All throughout the week, it just comes to me, and I'm like, okay, I gotta write this down. I walk around with a notepad because I experience stuff and I want to share it. So I look forward to sharing more with you.